Hey, my name is Spencer Bauke, and I'm here for week 22 solution video for Power BI Workout Wednesday. So in May, we did a Tableau redo month where we would take a Tableau dashboard that was part of the Workout Wednesday series and we would redo it in Power BI. So this week, I chose to take a viz done by Kyle Yetter called Can You Switch Between KPIs? And in this, he switches between KPIs of two great Hall of Famers, one a future Hall of Famer, Miguel Cabrera, and Albert Pujols. The viz was also sports themed, so it made my selection pretty easy. And so I'm going to be recreating this visual. You can see my version down here. It's not exact per se, but I'm in the ballpark. All right, so let's dive in. You can go and find the data set from Kyle here at the link. And so I'm actually going to go in and go to the workbook that already has the data imported. So it's important to note here that I already did some calculations. So I'm summing up some values. For hits per game, I'm taking the number of hits, the number of games, do a little divide. That's hits per game. Summing hits, at bats per home run, taking some at bats, taking some home runs, at bats per home run. So those are calculations that I already did. Now, if we go back to the visual, let's see, okay, how do we create this? What we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be using field parameters. That's something we learned about last week, and that is a new release from Power BI to do that selection in the bottom here. So what I'm going to do is I know that we want to look at these 5 metrics: games, hits per game, home runs, at bats per home run. So I'm going to drag this off to the side here, and what I'm going to do I'm going to create a field parameter. So if we go up here to our modeling tab, new parameter, you can now see that there are fields options to create a fields parameter. And I'm going to go in and name this. That parameter is fine for our use case. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and find the fields that I want to switch between. In this case, it's games and hits. And one note is that I did sum all of them. Because what will happen is if you use a field in a field parameter and you don't apply some sort of aggregation to it, it will actually just return the values to you. So that's as of May. It might change going forward, knowing how often Microsoft updates some of these features. But as of the release, that was true. So here we go. So now what I'm going to do is instead of this kind of filter look, slicer settings, I'm going to change it to horizontal. So now that I have that kind of, I have that across the pane look, I'm going to get rid of my background in effects, turn it off just so it syncs more with the theme of the visual. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the metrics that these are related to underneath in a multi-row card. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drag in games, and I'm going to drag in my hits per game, and home runs, and at bats per home run. So one cool thing that I was wishing to be able to do here was to go in here and drop player. I was hoping to be able to go in here and drop the player in here and do the viz that way. The only issue with this that I found recreating the exact viz is that you actually can't name these, or you can't color the name Pujols and Cabrera here are different colors. And to be quite honest, that was the only reason why I didn't do it this way. So if there's a way to do it, just let me know. But I don't think there is, and I tried many times here. Yeah, I don't think this would. I don't think this would do it. Yeah, so that's gonna actually color the actual title. So yeah. Anywho, that's neither here nor there. So what I did do, I guess unfortunately, is I did format. So I filtered background, transparent. Okay. Then had Cabrera's name. Sorry. In the title here. Yeah, so there's no FX here on the title, right? Unfortunately, unless there's this color. Which even then, I don't think I was able to do. Let's see here. I'm figuring it out during the solutions video. I don't know if that's a good idea, but so if we go to Cabrera, select all. Yeah, no, it doesn't change. Okay. So anyway, so who's first? So Cabrera's first. So what I did is I just took the. What I did is I just made Cabrera the dark blue as he was in the Viz by Kyle, and I did remove the accent bar here. Kyle did not have an accent bar, so that's fine. So now I'm going to do a little copy pasteola here, and we're going to flip this to Pujols. Oh, and then Pujols is filtering. It's actually, so it's filtering, so let's not do that. So let's add interactions here. So when I click on this guy, interactions. Okay. Oh, that's not letting me add interactions here. It's a bit odd. Okay, now it is. Oh, you know what? I've run into this once before. It's really weird. Oh, can you not edit? Okay. I guess you can't edit interactions of the row card. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so I guess you can't do that. So anyway, let's go here to Pujols. Sorry for that detour, everyone. I learn stuff every day too. So, to go to the call out cards and go to the title and change this to the dark red that we're using for Pujols. And now what I am going to do, and something that is obviously good to do that I guess I didn't remember exactly why I did it, but I'm actually going to put a blank container here over these options. So what I'm going to do is style, properties, effects. Yes, the shape is probably already styled, so what I'm going to do is turn the fill off here. Still an outline though, so let me see if I can knock that border. There you go. So now when I click on it, I click on this instead of filter. So anyway, okay. Long story short, we are now ready on that parameter that we created to create the change between the selections of the trend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up this line chart here, and in it I'm going to put the year in the x-axis, and then I'm going to select the parameter and put the parameter in the y-axis. Excuse me. What I'm going to do is put the parameter in the y-axis, and put the player in the legend. So now what I'm going to do, so I can go in here and filter, but this there we go, is now allowing me to do the player in the legend. And now I'm going to go and change the colors in the legend to match. Let's see here. The values that I have. Oh, lines. Here we go. Lines and colors. Man, a little slow today. Okay. So here we go. So Pivotal's is red. Cabrera is that dark blue. And now let's turn off this background. And now we're all blended in. Okay, great. So now we can go up here to our field parameter value, and we can look at their trends over time. And you can also see that my edit interactions is still on from that selection earlier. So last thing on this, I guess this is more just a comment. It is interesting how the trends of the players actually went down over time. I guess that's a normal thing now that happens, in the late 90s, early 2000s. It was definitely a thing to get better as you got older, and somehow you got stronger and faster as you aged. I am waiting for that solution myself as I age. Haven't found it yet. But anyway, that's a solution. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for participating, and we hope to see you next week. Thanks.